Today, we're going to talk about something that most people do not want to talk about because it deals with COVID. So, briefly or not, this is the homepage, and at the bottom of the homepage is that in the summer, which is where we're at, today's July 29, summer COVID cases are beginning to rise, and the nickname of this variant, or the nickname that COVID has gotten, is called razor blade throat. COVID is back. So, the uptake is caused by this variant nicknamed razor blade throat because we've gone for a year without COVID shots, and the reason it's gotten that name is because most people have a very painful sore throat. It's been nicknamed that by a physician at Vanderbilt University Medical Center in Nashville, Tennessee, and it's been growing in 27 states. Now, let me backtrack a little bit and say that COVID is nothing like it was in 2019, where it stopped the United States and the world on a dime. And most of you probably will not remember, New York City, where there were literally freezer trucks lined up like morgues by emergency rooms to hold people who had passed away. But we are beginning to see an inkling in different states across the country: Texas, Illinois, Kentucky, Virginia, Ohio to start. And this is a brief overview of what we're beginning to see. So is it time to vaccine? Vaccinations have gotten kind of a bad rap. That is my own personal opinion, and you're entitled to yours. But there is one thing that is going to be reasonably well agreed upon. If you're part of a high risk group, if you're older, you have a weakened immune system, pregnant, you have an underlying health condition, diabetes, heart disease, asthma, multiple sclerosis, any number of conditions. The outbreaks for COVID come twice in a year. The first will be in September, and the second will be in the late fall or winter. And so there's been a lot of disinformation, or those people who are just not interested. And so this has been playing out in the news. Unfortunately, it's made its way, disinformation, into the Department of Health and Human Services, into the FDA, into the CDC, and I'm very disappointed. But getting information and what you do is up to you. There are people who got ill from vaccines, or we can all be in agreement. Take a lot of Tylenol, you'll get sick. People got ill from vaccines. Some people got ill and almost passed away from the vaccines. But billions and billions took the vaccines worldwide and were fine. When polio was researched and a plethora of other vaccines were researched and started, there were some that had adverse effects. But polio, measles, and a lot of other childhood illnesses, including measles until recently, because there are those that still believe that they know better, these childhood illnesses have been eradicated. And yet people still want to think that, because they say it, it's so. And so, it doesn't make it so, and it doesn't make it the truth. But if you're someone that is looking to go into an overcrowded jail or prison, where Medicare at best is not very great, then you have some decisions to make. And don't make it based on what you see on Fox or Newsmax or your favorite station. You want to talk to your internal medicine physician. This is what they do. Your cardiologist, your infectious disease specialist, your family doctor, maybe, your nurse practitioner, maybe, your infectious disease specialist, yes, and get their opinion. Because if you're immune compromised, or if you have diabetes, or if you're immunocompromised, and you go into a jail, prison, state, federal, and you get ill, all bets are off, because medical care you're going to get, you may not get. You're supposed to, but it may not come in time. And so I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to be your conscience. I'm just saying that, the COVID that we're going to see will probably go through, and we'll be fine. If you have a sore throat, I recommend getting tested. Because you're not tested doesn't mean you don't have COVID. I'm sitting here in Maryland, and if a tree falls in Honolulu, Hawaii, and I don't hear it or see it, it doesn't mean it didn't fall. it still fell. And so, our illustrious leader who wanted not to test doesn't mean that, you're still okay. It means that you don't want to, if you have COVID, you don't know who you're going to come in contact with. If you have a neighbor's relative, or you make someone else ill, you don't know who they know. And there's a book and a movie and a theory on 6 degrees of separation that basically we're all interrelated. So I'm not here to talk on and on. I'm just here to say that just because you don't test for it doesn't minimize its lethality. It's not a problem today, and it's not going to be a big problem tomorrow. The only way it's going to be a problem for real is if you wind up getting ill and then having to go into a crowded environment, or you go into a crowded room, or you meet with family or neighbors where they have individuals that they know that are immunocompromised. So it's just a heads up. But this razor blade throat, I thought was well named for this particular illness. So I hope this all finds you well, and you listen to this without any hard feelings about me being the presenter. I hope you have a good day, and I thank you for taking the time to listen.